let's talk about week 2. Going in, we have Thursday night football. We got a banger, possibly a playoff matchup. The Washington Commanders heading on up to Lambeau against my red hot Packers. I'm gonna get us started. Packers win. Prime time, and the Packers are coming off of a huge win. Washington, they played the Giants last week. I don't really like. They're a great team. They're gonna win their division. Not gonna beat the Packers. Next,
All right.
Dames.
Here's the deal. I don't hate the Packers now that Aaron Rodgers is gone. I hate him because Gobo is such a fucking just your face is trolling right now and it's annoying. I actually really do like Washington. I mean, they got Bobby Wagner on that team, so like I will love them. They got an exciting young quarterback who hopefully doesn't have the same fate as CJ Stroud. Um, Mostly because I have a ton of his rookie cards and I need them to retain their value. But I want Washington to win this game, but I can't in good conscience after what I watched in Lambeau Field, having Detroit taken the last two meetings at there. I can't expect him to come in there and win, so I'm going Green Bay. Go ahead, Frankie.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to pick Green Bay. They're at home. You're going to see week 2 of Micah Parsons, who was very limited on his reps this past week. He's going to get way more this week. The fans are raving. Washington's not going to go into Lambeau Thursday night prime time and do too much to Green Bay. I like Green Bay in this game. I don't want to say by a ton, but by a lot. Up to you, Ben.
Listen, the Packers are 3.5 point favorites here. I think that line's too small. I think it moves to 5 before Thursday. I'm picking Green Bay begrudgingly. I want to go against the grain. I want to pick Washington, but I just can't go into Lambeau.
All right,
Look,
now that we know that all four of us are on Green Bay, does anybody want to try and get a game up by switching over to Washington?
I love this show. You guys are my best friends now for making that pick.
All right,
What do you
taking
think in the
Washington. I'm taking
comments?
Washington. I'm taking
Uh,
Washington.
are all four of us incorrect, or did some brain cells finally develop in my co-hosts? All right, Dames, tell me about Baltimore and Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland just ain't good, and anybody that tries to tell me that they are, they ain't good either. What I saw from Baltimore is they're going to lead the league in scoring this year, and they're going to lead by a lot. So they're going to beat their old selves. Or wait, yeah,
Yeah.
Baltimore. Go ahead, Frankie.
I like this game. Cleveland's coming off a loss. They're going into Baltimore. Baltimore has a really bad taste in their mouth, leaving Buffalo the way they did. Baltimore's going to win. They're at home. They're pissed off. Henry's going to run all over them. The defense is going to be on the field all night. Ben, you're up.
Baltimore could score 100 points. I'm serious. They could score 100 points in this game. I'm picking Baltimore by a billion.
By a
Yeah,
billion.
Ben said about last week that 31 teams would have lost that game against the Ravens. I don't know if it's all 31, but definitely the Browns. So yeah, fucking Baltimore's gonna win this game. Noisy. What do you think down in the comments? Let us know. Is the elf gonna ride triumphant against the boys from DC adjacent? I don't know much. The boys of from Crabland. Um, all right, Frankie, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, another cat themed battle. What's going on?
Not my favorite game of the week by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't like Trevor Lawrence. He needs to cut his hair for me to consider him to even be a quarterback, let alone an elite quarterback, going into Cincinnati. And I'm going to have to eat my pride here and say Cincinnati wins this one at home comfortably. Over to you, Ben.
Well, that was a very Colin Cowherd-esque take there with the cut your hair, dude. I'm picking Cincinnati, and the line on this is only 3.5. It should be about 12. Cincinnati's winning this game.
You cut your hair, you look like a girl. Um, Yeah, I'd love to go against the grain. I think Jacksonville played a pretty decent game last week, but Cincinnati's got too many weapons. I know they had a scare against Cleveland. That's a division game. It's week one. I think Cincinnati figures it out. They win it again. Dames.
All right. So just for the reasons that just because I can, right now, you're going to see the graphic of Trevor Lawrence's hair. Enjoy it. Oh, that was for you, Frankie. All right. Guys, we got to have some changes here. We're all taking the same teams. I, I know that it will change up, but there's no way Jacksonville
I'll
wins.
be the spoiler.
There's no way Jacksonville wins
I'll
it.
do it.
Go ahead, Cincinnati. Back to you,
All
Go.
right. What do you guys think in the comments? Does our friend with the long hair and the potentially long penis take this one in the great land of Ohio, or are all four of us who are united, surprisingly, after the first three games, right again? Tell us in the comments. All right. Heading from the Kentucky border down onto Jerryland, Ben Cowberry, tell me about the boys from Dallas and the guys who got what 13 red zone plays last week.
Damon has a saying that he says to me sometimes that we would all be better if the stadium just imploded. This is one of those games. We would all be better if the stadium imploded. I don't care who wins. I'm picking Dallas, but I actually don't care. If I get this one wrong, who gives a shit?
All right. All right, I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna take the Giants because the Giants are gonna win like 1 to 2 games this year. This is like a prime opportunity. Like the Cowboys think they're hot shit because they almost beat the Eagles. Aside from like a CD Lamb drop, that game possibly goes to overtime. The Cowboys would have lost in overtime anyways. I'm gonna take the Giants. Um, just because they have a solid defensive line, and Jerry Jones says that he wants better defensive line, and that's the only fucking strength the Giants have. So I'm gonna take New York on the road. James.
That's fair. Guys, I picked all my picks before we showed up here. I wrote Dallas down. I really want, for Jazz's sake, to call a New York win, but when they're starting Russell Wilson again, first of all, I and the offense for the Cowboys is loaded. They're loaded. Whether they live up to that or not is another thing. But they're absolutely loaded there. So I got to go Dallas. Ben or Frankie, go ahead.
I'm going to go against the grain on this one too. It seems to be a lot of the times we say against the grain. I'm going to pick the Giants in this one going into Dallas, and here's why. Dable is coaching for his life right now. Russell Wilson is scheduled to start the game. Don't be too surprised if midway through the game or after halftime they move to the dartboard and see where it goes. I think that would be their best move. I'm going to just pick the Giants in this one. Not sure why. I don't think they're good at all, but Dallas hasn't put it together yet for me. Anyways, over to you, Ben.
Actually, I think it's back to Gobo because I already
I
picked for
think
this game. Can I ask Frankie a question though? If Dayball gets fired, would you be mad if this season goes sideways for you guys if they bring Dayball back and make him
Dable
your
will never
OC?
come back. He would never come back here.
he's
If
not.
he's
Yeah,
your
they
OC?
usually don't. Well, it could happen. Um,
No, he left on bad terms.
Yeah, Frankie, you stole a few words out of my mouth that I forgot to say. Is yeah, what happens if Danger Russ gets hurt in the first half? Jackson Dart comes in the second, wins the game. New York has a false sense of confidence. Could be a great storyline. What do you think? We're split on this one. Giants, Cowboys. Who's coming in third in the NFC East? Tell us in the comments.
I love what you did there, Gobo. What if Russell Wilson gets hurt in the first half?
I
What
don't
if
even
Russell
remember
Wilson
doing.
gets his little fucking ego hurt?
Yeah,
That'd put him
Sierra
up for the year.
Sierra like hits him with a tampon as he's coming out of the tunnel. Um, all right. Let's talk about I would say a more competitive game, but never mind. The Detroit Lions Ben Johnson's coming home with his new toys in probably the least effective offense in the NFC. Bears, Lions in Detroit. This is one of the ones I wish the stadium could just collapse, but I don't. I'm not. I'm just gonna take the easy pick. It's gonna be the Lions. They're still a good team, even though they got stomped by the Packers last week. They're still way fucking better than the Bears. All right, James.
Dude, I don't like picking games the following week where I picked both of them to win and they lost because it does not instill confidence for me or let me know anything about them when they lose. Um, this was tough for me. I wrote down Detroit, so I'm going to stick with it, but I want Chicago to win this game. I'll just say that. Go ahead, Frankie.
I'll keep this short and sweet. Ben Johnson's going back to Detroit. Detroit was a fumbling mess this past Sunday. Let's just face it, they sucked. They looked like the old Lions from the past. I'm taking Chicago in this one. I think they're going to go in there and bounce back from week one there. Over to you there, Ben.
I don't think the Lions are as good as they were last year, but they're going to beat this stupid Bears team. I mean, did anybody watch that game last night? Neither team was good in that Monday night game. But the Lions certainly weren't good against Green Bay. But they're going to beat the Bears probably by 3 touchdowns. That's it.
Interesting. Will it be deep dish pizza or like a sort of variance of deep dish pizza? Detroit, Chicago. Who's gonna win? Comments. All right. Moving on over to the AFC East, a showdown for the ages. The two teams who maybe we're going to see who has the worst offense in the AFC, Miami, New England games. Why does this game feel like 1990?
Um, because I can't name any of the players on the teams from there either. Just kidding. Drake May, Tua. I can, guys. I can. That's about it though. Tyreek. All right. I'm done with that. So, look, Miami is the worst team in the NFL right now. They shouldn't be, but they just are. They desperately need the first pick of the draft because they need somebody to replace Tua, who may or may not last half of this season. I got New England. Go ahead, Frankie.
I'm going to be the spoiler. I'm an AFC East guy. The Bills obviously running the AFC East right now. Miami they fucking suck. Pardon my language. Miami's going to lose at home. New England's going to go in there. It's not going to be a high scoring game, I don't believe. I don't think Drake May is at the point where he's going to start airing it out and scoring 8 touchdowns a game. I'm going to take New England in this game, but it's going to be one of the boring, slow games of the week. Over to you, Ben.
There will not be a touchdown scored in this game, I don't think. I I could see it. I could see this game finishing like 6-3. It could be like a Red Sox Marlins game. This is gonna be one of the worst games of the week. I'm picking Miami begrudgingly. I hope the stadium implodes though.
I mean, this is what sucks about going last, is you guys have all made my same points. I was literally going to say this game is going to end 6-3 because both these offenses suck ass. I'm going to take the Pats though for the 6. No touchdowns. Okay. Well, from one pathetic game to one potential, we'll see a former rematch of the NFC West of old. We have the Saints hosting the 49ers. Frankie, tell us about this game. I don't know what to think about this one.
This one's just going to be an ugly game. I think the 49ers are going to win just because they're the 49ers and not the Aints. I mean, the Saints, Aints, whatever else sounds the same. I like San Francisco. I think San Francisco just goes in there and makes a mess out of Rattler. I don't think he's an NFL caliber quarterback. He was good in college, from what I understand. I'm not a college guy. But I'm going to go with the proven Purdy, who really hasn't won anything yet, but he's better than Rattler. So I take the San Francisco 49ers in this one. Next, over to you, Ben.
I have a fun question for you all. Do you think this spread should be double digits? Because I do. It's 4.5. It should be like 14. The 49ers.
So I agree it's going to be the 49ers, just because for exactly what Frankie said, Spencer Rattler fucking sucks, and Christian McCaffrey is healthy this week, so there should be no problems. New Orleans defense is not going to be able to keep up for the inability to score that their offense is facing. So, yeah, I'm taking San Francisco as well. I don't think it'll be a huge blowout, but I mean it could be. We'll see. I mean Rattler could throw some picks. James.
You guys, San Francisco got the win last week. They're not good. They're not a good team. And I want to update, which we should have done this in the news section because I totally forgot about it. But Kittle is on injured reserve now. He's out for at least 4 games um, with an injury, lower extremities, something like that. And that hurts them a lot. I mean, he is, and they're already down Ayuk for maybe 6 games, I think. And so that doesn't leave a lot for Brock Purdy, who is not scary at all. Literally, the only thing that you really have to focus on is stopping Christian McCaffrey. Seattle couldn't do it with one of the best defenses they've had in years, and New Orleans doesn't have that defense. They're not going to be able to stop it. So San Francisco goes 2-0, but begrudgingly, they're not as good as 2-0 record, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
What do you think in the comments? Is it Big Easy or the Rice-A-Roni coming at us? All right, moving on over to MetLife Stadium. We have been discussing why the Buffalo Bills will be winning by double digits against the Jets.
They could win by triple digits, legitimately.
Fucking knew it.
Does anybody outside of Jets and Bills fans actually intend to watch this game other than for the Josh Allen effect? Damon, you're watching because of Josh Allen. Shut up.
I watch because my job is an NFL show. I watch all the games, dude.
Uh, Listen, the Bills could score 100 points here. I don't think anybody actually thinks the Jets can win this game. I don't think anybody cares, actually. Bills.
Yeah, I don't think Justin Fields thinks that the Jets can win this game.
He
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to be the Bills. It could be cold weather, but the Bills are prepared for that. That's like their forte. Um, I mean, watching this game, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Sauce Gardner having like a complete emotional meltdown on the sidelines. I think that's like the most exciting thing that could happen. Yeah, Bills are going to win this one big. James.
Dude, I honestly thought the Jets played respectably against Pittsburgh, who has a really decent roster to me. Um, the Jets, I, it's hard to say where their talent is. I mean, they've had guys bust out as rookie of the year all over the place, and then they just don't show up as they're supposed to. I've still got Buffalo because what I witnessed on Sunday night was insanity. But I don't think the Jets are as bad as we think. I definitely don't think that the Bills will double the score of the Jets. I don't believe that. But I'm still going Buffalo. Frankie?
As a Bills fan, but also as a realist, Buffalo notoriously has tough games at MetLife Stadium, specifically playing the Jets. Going back 2 years when we played against Aaron Rodgers opening night, where he went down after 4 plays, they still found a way to beat us. I'm picking the Bills, not by a ton, because they're going into MetLife, and let's face it, Aaron Glenn is a defensive-minded coach, but the Jets are not as horrible, like you said, as everyone believes they are. So I'm going to take the Bills, not by a gazillion. It's not going to be a real close game like it was with the Ravens, but I take the Bills, and with that, I'll send it to whoever's next.
That would be all of you fans at home. Tell us about this AFC East showdown. Will Josh Allen stumble, or will exactly what we thought going to happen is going to happen? All right. Um, oh, and it's back to me, and we're going to talk about our friend Aaron Rodgers again. I cannot believe this is my fourth season on the show and I'm still talking about this fucking guy. Seattle's gonna win this game. Dames probably will disagree with me because he's very self-deprecating about his team. But Seattle has a good defense. The Jets do not. Aaron Rodgers threw some really shitty gimme passes that his very talented receivers were able to pull down. Seattle's defense is going to pressure him more, and they have better cornerbacks. So, yeah, I'm taking Seattle to win this one on the road. And let's hear from the man himself, Mr. Seattle, James Marves.
I very rarely pick against Seattle. Um, but we're coming into a season where I don't know this team. All right. And what I saw on Sunday was a quarterback that's seeing ghosts. All right. The ball he fumbled came out because he backed into his own lineman, and the ball came out. San Francisco recovered, game over. All right. Reek Woolen, first of all, our coach should have went for it on fourth down instead of kicking a field goal. You got to go and play to win. They played to go up by 3 with 3 minutes to go. And as soon as they did that, I knew we were losing that game. And thanks to Reek Woolen, who just completely forgot how to play football for that entire series, gives up a 40-yard pass and a touchdown, and he's a liability at this point on our otherwise great defense. Aaron Rodgers is a future Hall of Famer. Sam Darnold is not. I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna fucking eat my shorts if we win this game because I hate picking against us when we win. Frankie, go ahead.
Okay, James, you're not going to like me, but you're going to agree with me. And I'm going to pull up my orange pen here. I'm going to call this the caution cone game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. The only reason I'm taking them has nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh's at home. They do have a good defense. You still got TJ Watt. You still got Cam Hayward, and they are nasty when they want to be. They're going to be at home. They're coming off a high win. Seattle's traveling West Coast to East Coast. I just think Pittsburgh wins this game. Off to you, Ben.
Look, don't let last week fool you, gentlemen. Sam Darnold is still the guy in Seattle, and he is for the foreseeable future. Aaron Rodgers may play 4 more games and he may get hurt again. That is really a plausible option here. I am picking Seattle, and I think the clock strikes midnight on everybody thinking Aaron Rodgers might be good again. That's it.
So Ben says the maybe he's been smoking that Ayahuasca this week. Aaron Rodgers goes down to Seattle. What do you think in the comments? Can the boys from Three Rivers play better than Philip Rivers? All right. Kicking it on over to our game of the week. Tennessee Titans, Los Angeles Rams. A game that we'll definitely all be super invested in. Dames Marvs.
Yeah, dude, this makes me want to fucking puke, man. When I look at the schedule, they get to play Houston and then Tennessee back to back. And then they're going to go in 2-0 and they're going to think they're goddamn division champs. I got the Rams, but it's only because it's fucking Tennessee, dude. I mean, come on. Go ahead, Frankie. Do better than
This is probably the most boring game of the week. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little tired of the Sean McVay talk. All right, man, he's a head coach. He's awesome. He won a Super Bowl. Good for him. He's not that amazing. Matt Stafford, I still think he's aging. Did they win this past Sunday? Yeah. Do I see him going to Tennessee and winning? Yeah, unfortunately, because Tennessee's just fucking absolutely horrible. I'm gonna just end it there. Whatever you guys think in the comments, if I'm nuts or whatever, go ahead and leave one. But go over to Ben. Let him give you his pick there.
I am picking the Rams unless Matthew Stafford's spine explodes. And even then, you know what? They might just actually find a way to win this, even if his spine explodes. Sean McVay might be able to play quarterback better than Cam Ward did. Look, I hate both these teams. I don't actually care who wins this. I have no intention of watching this game. Gobo.
Yeah, I mean, what's left to say? Like, who gives a shit? The Titans suck. They had The Broncos had a lot of mistakes last week and still beat them. The Rams, they're talented but boring. Like I don't want to watch them, so they're gonna win this game, and I hope this is the end of the conversation on them. So yeah, I think yeah, Rams get it done in Music City. What sweet music do you want to play down in the comments? All right, moving on. We have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers. And I almost said Carolina Hurricanes because that's how pathetic Carolina played last week. Frankie, talk to us. What do we got going on down in the desert?
Well, we're getting into the late window games here. I they're the Carolina Panthers. They haven't been good since Cam Newton was there. The ownership blows. Arizona's at home. Kyler Murray can run around like a son of a bitch. I'm just gonna take Arizona, and they're gonna win comfortably. I just think Carolina needs to shut it down, take it down to the studs, and move or start over. Over to you, Ben.
Somebody said that that last game was the worst game of the week. That LA Tennessee. This is the worst game of the week. Both of these teams are horrendous. I'm picking Arizona. I don't actually care. I will not be watching this game. Kobo, please make me laugh or something.
Um, uh, it works. It works better with my 2 year old. All right. So Arizona, Carolina. Here's the thing, man. Like, yeah, at this point, like they might as well call the guys from the Hurricanes to suit up because the Panthers suck ass. I mean, it's like at this point we could have a like a reverse Super Bowl with the Panthers and Dolphins as the worst teams in the league. 'Cause I don't really know which one is which. Bryce Young's not the guy. They traded Adam Thielen. They got like no talent left. Um, Arizona's not good. They're still gonna win this game big. Kyler's gonna put on a show down for the Desert Dogs. Damebo,
All
what do you
right.
think? This is your
This is
division.
this is more bullshit because they got to play New Orleans last week, and now they get to play Carolina. Possibly, no, not possibly. The absolute two worst teams in the NFL are going to make the Arizona Cardinals 2-0, and it drives me nuts. I got Arizona, obviously. Fuck my life.
All right. What do you think in the comments? Do they sizzle down in the desert or do they falter out as like a bird being eaten by a large cat would in reality? Tell us what you think. All right. Moving on. This one is actually finally a fucking interesting game. Colts, Broncos. Two places where Peyton Manning has won the Super Bowl. Ben, talk to us. Is this Colts team for real?
In case it wasn't clear that Gobo had no moral compass, he just lied to your faces directly in saying this was a good game. Uh, this game sucks. I don't want to watch this. No, thank you. I'm picking Denver. I hate the Colts. They're terrible. And Bo Nix looked really rough last week, but I think he'll be fine. Denver by a gazillion.
All right. So let's put our hooves together for the clash of the horses here. Also, the two teams that drafted John Elway. A lot of history with these teams, oddly enough. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna take Indy on this one, and that's because I think Denver needs a reality check, and I think that this is a bad loss they're gonna take early in the season that's gonna help turn them back around. It's gonna get Bo Nix is gonna get his head on straight. They're gonna figure out their running game. They're gonna stop turning the fucking ball over, but they need to take an L first. Last week was a warning. This week is gonna be the kick to the balls. Colts win this one in an upset. Diggity dames.
Yeah, look at the coaching matchup, look at the quarterback matchup. Everything says Denver. However, I told you guys this last week. Look at the roster for the Colts. There is no reason that they should suck. There's no reason that they should be bad. And they came out week one and they did what teams that are good do, which is beat the shit out of the worst team. All right. I like this Colts team. I like where they're headed. I don't like Daniel Jones. That's the only thing that if it was Richardson and he was playing the to the spot where he was drafted, I would feel a lot better. But I'm going Indianapolis. I think Gobo hit it right on the head. This is what Denver needs to wake up and be like, are we for real? Because our division is going to leave us behind if we lose games like this. And Indianapolis is on their way up. Go ahead, Frankie.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to call this my sleeper trap game of the week. I'm going to take Denver. Denver's got a defense on them. They're going into Indianapolis, and let's not jump the gun here too fast, everybody, because Daniel Jones beat a Miami Dolphins team that sucked. Anybody could have beat that team. A high school team could have beat the Miami Dolphins this past weekend. I'm going Denver here. What do you think, Ben?
I already picked that one,
I
Gobo.
was gonna say, I think we're back at.
You.
Oh, it's me. Okay, yes. So, oh, I have to. Oh, I made a pick already. Okay, so, anyways, um,
What do you guys think in the comments?
I got you.
Go
Yep.
ahead, Sam.
What do you guys think in the comments? Which horse is the stallion and which one is the glue? So let's we'll see what happens up in the Midwest. And interesting fact, the only team to take a loss in the AFC West so far this year, Kansas City Chiefs. Um, Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs and losing, we got a Super Bowl matchup. The Chiefs at Arrowhead host the Eagles, who had a sort of not impressive win last week, but I mean, this is probably our game of the week. Like it's a rematch of the Super Bowl. I don't really know what else to say about it. Um, I'm gonna take Philly again. I think that Andy Reid is just like he's so offensive motivated that like he doesn't know how to play against good defenses. I think the Chiefs rode on a really trash division last year. I think they win these close games and they proved they can't do that last week. Philly got it done somehow. They're not as good as last year. They're still good enough to win this game. Eagles on the road. Dames, what do you got?
Yeah, I watched the Eagles versus Dallas just like everyone else did because we were all excited that football was back. So everyone watched that game. And I walked away from that game thinking, all right, Jalen Hurts now looks like an MVP caliber quarterback. He did everything in that game. Whether you think it was an impressive win or not, he literally did everything in that game. Everything you would want him to do, ran for first downs. I'm like, he's the MVP. And then I watched the rest of the week and I was like, man, Lamar and Josh Allen are just dogs, dude. I said, I could watch that game every week, but we're talking about this game. It was a good Super Bowl. Philly won, obviously. I think Philly wins again, and I'm going to tell you why. Kansas City lost to a Chargers team that, sure, they're on the up and up. But think about this, the touchdown that they did have. Travis Kelce is not who he used to be, and they realized that and they let him slip through for like a 50-yard touchdown. That's not going to happen against Philadelphia. Philly's going to win this game. They're going to win it by 2 scores. Go ahead, Frankie.
I'm gonna probably have the most comments in the comments section after my pick here. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs at home. I just think that they're not gonna lose 2 in a row, being the defending AFC champions. And yeah, Philadelphia is coming off a pretty big win. Jalen Hurts does have legs and can run an offense, but I just don't see him going to Arrowhead and winning this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Ben.
This is not the game of the week. In fact, I would argue for a Super Bowl matchup, this is about as bad as it got. And for a rematch, this is about as bad as it can get. I would rather throw up all over myself than watch this football game. I'm so serious.
Actually, he was
I have had I have had more fun getting food poisoning than I will probably have watching this football game. I hate both of these teams. I do not care who wins. I'm picking Kansas City. I don't actually care. I'm going to be honest. Fuck both these teams. I don't care. Go, Bo.
You know, Ben, fuck these teams, Barry. I love it. All right. What do you think down in the comments? Does Taylor Swift's boyfriend and his friends get retribution for that dog shit Super Bowl? Or does Cooper DeJean, um, you know, ride triumphant again, soar like some sort of mythical bird?
Yet again, become a white menace.
The White Menace. I love it. Cooper DeJean, come on our show and debate that. What do you think in the comments? Who's going to win the Chiefs-Eagles game? All right. Games. This is actually like, I think this game is low key kind of hype because I don't know who's going to win. I want your opinion. Minnesota Vikings, Atlanta Falcons. Rub your Penix all over this, buddy.
Man, well, here's the thing. Kirk Cousins is on the Falcons still. He was previously a Minnesota Viking, and I realized that if the Bears would have won last night, they probably would have been like, "Hey, you guys feel like trading no Cousins back to us?" That didn't happen, and Penix didn't play poorly enough. I mean, he did what he needed to do. The kicker blew it. We know that. Wow. The thing about McCarthy is he has weapons galore. All right. And I was fielding a bunch of text messages from another group that I chat with during games, and they were all the first half of the game going, dude, the position players on this Minnesota team are going to be livid. They're like Justin Jefferson is going to be so mad that he only has one catch for 4 yards and a half of a game. They're all going to want to leave. And when McCarthy scored that touchdown in the fourth quarter, I saw with my own eyes that that was not true. Those guys were all on him, and they were all in support. I just don't think that Atlanta has enough to take them down because of those weapons. They win all day long at quarterback position. He was a way better draft pick. He went earlier, and he didn't get to play last year except for 3 games. You know what? I am going to take Atlanta. I'm going to take Atlanta in an upset. Go ahead, Frankie.
I'm going to sorry, Ben. I'm gonna hurt your feelings here really bad. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings at home. You got JJ hear me out. You got JJ McCarthy coming off a huge win at Soldier Field. His nerves were blazing. He didn't play a single down last year. He's coming home to Minnesota where the fans are absolutely bananas there, as you know. Skull, skull, whatever the hell they do. They're gonna win at home. Atlanta's not that impressive to me yet. I know they got Bijan and they got good players, but I'm a Minnesota guy on this game. Okay, you're up. We all know who. Ben.
Listen, it would make me no happier than to say confidently that the Vikings are going to win this game. But as all of you who have ever watched any of my shows know, I'm not a happy person. Ask anyone on this panel. I'm not happy, usually. I despise JJ McCarthy. I despise his head coach that he had at Michigan. I am picking the Falcons. I don't think either of these teams are making the playoffs, though.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean Atlanta was kind of like my sleeper for to win the NFC South. They didn't really get it done last week. I know that's a division rival. I know Baker's pretty solid. Tampa Bay has won that division like 7 times in a row, so I'm kind of like, can we get a little bit of variance here? This is hard. This is probably the hardest pick of the week because both of these teams we don't really know the identity of. I'm gonna also take Atlanta. Um, Actually, no. I'm gonna take the Vikings. I'm gonna take the Vikings, and the reason is I think this game could go either way, but I do think Minnesota has better position players. I think the Vikings win. Atlanta gets pissed off and leaves Kirk Cousins there leaves Kirk Cousins there by mistake.
Can I add one thing? If Atlanta wins this game by like 30, I think they should put Kirk in to take the knee.
Sure.
Oh,
That'd
I
be
mean, yeah, why not?
that'd be really funny.
And then also leave him at the stadium because they don't need him. They're just like, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you the bus was leaving. Oh my God. What do you think in the comments? Do the Dirty Birds get it done in the north? Or are we gonna skull home happy? Um, okay, coming up next, heading down to the place of my birth, Houston, Texas. We have a sort of confusing Houston Texans team against a fairly dominant Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Frankie, talk to me about this one, man.
This is one of the two Monday night games. We get to hear Chris Stapleton twice sing, "Can you feel it coming?" So I'm excited about that. I'm taking Houston for the early window game. Tampa Bay coming into Houston. Houston's going to have to respond to last week's lack of performance. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. I always have been. I just I take Houston. I'm not going to really elaborate too much on this game. It really doesn't impress me that much. But I said what I said, and whoever has a comment about it, throw it in there. You're up, Ben.
Frankie, can I ask you a question before I make my pick really quick? Which one
Sure.
of these Monday night games is going to be your nap time game?
Probably the first one, Tampa Bay.
Good choice. That's a good choice. It does not matter who wins this game. I don't think anybody actually cares. I'm picking Tampa. Go ahead, Gubba.
Okay, so in regards to Monday Night Football, I'm going to make a bold prediction that Chris Stapleton becomes the second Monday Night Football singer who gets fired for saying something racist. All right. Also, I'm taking Tampa in this game.
Could happen.
Master Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I mean Houston, they proved nothing to me against the Rams. I think yeah, they're on a decline. I think their division is pretty trash. I think they'll still be in the playoff hunt at some point in this season. I think Tampa Bay wins this one easy. James.
Tampa. Tampa.
Okay. So tell us in the comments, what do you think about Monday Night Football and why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win? Um, moving on over, not too far away, out into the desert, we're going to conclude this week's slate with a matchup of the autumn wind being a Raider and a large man slapping Taylor Swift's boyfriend in the face, and then now he has to follow up with a repeat performance. Chargers, Raiders, Ben Shrewsbury.
How funny would it be if the same guy slaps Brock Bowers across the face? How funny would that be? That would be hilarious. Can that happen instead of this football game? Listen, I hate these double Monday night games because I work in the morning. I'm an adult. I have things to do. I have better things to do than stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning watching these two teams play whatever they call football. I'm picking the Chargers. I don't care. Gobo?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was like a low key dig at Frankie, but you know what? I'm into it. I'm into it. Um, let's start the rivalry now. All right. I'm taking the upset here. I'm gonna say the Raiders win this one at home. Pete Carroll surprised me. Gino has a little bit of gas in the tank. I know I've been talking shit about him for the last 2 years, kind of nonstop. Um, the Chargers are a good team. This is a Monday. This is a division game. It's a primetime game. Crazy shit happens. The black hole is going to be wild, especially after that win last week. I'm taking the Raiders at home. James.
Bro, I needed to go before you on this one. Because
Did I steal your thunder?
now it just feels like I'm stealing your energy. But since you brought big dick energy to that pick, I'm gonna do the same thing. Maybe a little less dick to it. But here's the thing. Gino, 385 yards, second most in an opening day for Raiders in their history. They haven't had a lot of great quarterbacks, if you think about it, through time. I'm not saying that he's great either, but the combination when Pete Carroll got there, he had Aiden O'Connell, okay? And he went out and he got his guy. He took his guy from a team that wasn't even trying to get rid of him. They were trying to re-sign him, but he wanted more money, I guess. But they somehow ended up together, and then they go across country, beat the New England Patriots, which used to mean something. But Gino is I, I need him to win this game. I want to believe in this Raiders team because seemingly my own team is going to fall apart. And since the Raiders are half of what the Seahawks used to be anyway, now that they've got Adams and Pete, Gino, and it just feels like an easy team to root for me. So I'm going to take the Raiders as well in an upset because it clearly would be an upset. Um, and I'll just say this before I let Frankie go. I always loved the coaching matchups between Harbaugh and Carroll. When he was Niners and Seahawks respectively, those were some of the best coached games to watch because they hate each other. And it's going to be fun to watch. Go Raiders. Go ahead, Frankie.
Okay, my take on this is real simple. I believe in the Pete Carroll, Geno Smith marriage. I think that they're good together. They have a history together, and I think that's going to prevail. And they're at home. I'm not sold on the Chargers ever with Justin Herbert. Herbert is just not, in my eyes or my belief, that great. He zings the ball around, but he's really got no control. I'm just going to take the Raiders at home. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Harbaugh, and Herbert are still kind of feeling each other out. I think they're getting around to the rear end now of feeling each other out, so they're still shit in my mind. But that's my take on it. Leave it in the comments what you think.
So a surprising three of us taking the potential upset of the Raiders at home. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Ben, you might gain a game back on us all on this
I
one.
was gonna say. All right. That's it. That's week two. Thank you so much, everybody, for putting up with our nonsense. Put down your comments, and if you outpick and the entire panel on here, Dames has a football card for you. Dames, who are we giving away this week? It's blurry. Wait, wait. Put it next to your face.
Oop.
Oh, that's a baseball card. Damn it!
That's a
How is
Shohei,
this? Oh, damn it!
a Shohei Ohtani Topps Finest Phenoms Refractor. It's $30. That's a $30 card.
I was gonna say I kind of want that. Shohei's like my favorite baseball player. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure to check us out on social media, TikTok, Facebook, I don't know, X. It's gonna give it to you. And then make sure to like,
It's
share, and
still Twitter to
subscribe.
me, damn it.
It's still Twitter to me, damn it. Um, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we will see you next week. Dames,
Yeah.
fuck the.
Niners.
Oh.